Now, what she's about to tell y'all is why she's my GOAT. Okay? She done told y'all about the grades. Okay, she was a valedictorian. Every school have a valedictorian every year. Okay, she told you about me and her good relationship. I got a great relationship with a whole lot of my students. It's a
Yes.
whole bunch of my students that call me
Still,
pops.
still in counting
You
from
know what I'm
different
saying?
schools.
Just today, this the third one of my students I done talked to just today. Just today. You feel me? For all different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I think all three of them that I talked to today from her school, but I got a group text with some students from Belma Jackson High School. One of my youngest from my very first school, he just copped some shirts for state and all the like everywhere I go, I build a relationship. But this one right here is the only one I had that she took what I was teaching in that classroom. I taught social studies. So I taught her Mississippi studies, world geography, world history, and U.S. history. And she would get so angry about the injustice in this world and in her world right there in Holmes County that she went ahead and founded an organization. Now you tell them about your organization. It wasn't me that started this. I just was teaching. You did this. Tell them about that.
Ninth and 10th grade year, like he said, like he taught us about getting out, making a life for yourself, even when you didn't think you could. So in between my 9th and 10th grade year, I was 15 years old and I had just been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So it was like a shock. Like, what is that? Like I knew my grandpa had diabetes, but I didn't really know what it was for myself. So in the midst of him teaching us about change in different aspects, y'all, not just financially, but everything. Like he gave us that 360 view of life. He provided that for us. So in the midst of doing that, I had my personal issues that I also kind of kept away from everybody. So all in all, after meeting him, I organized Teens on a Mission. Teens on a Mission was again an organization just based off change, based off discipline, based off hard work and honesty. We just wanted to be a group of kids honest with ourselves on what we were trying to do. Every school had SGA, every school had like the beta club. We had that, but kind of worse off in our district as the district began to having, how should I say it? They just needed more. We had to bring in more for ourselves. So I created Teens on a Mission with, again, the students around me. Those same students that helped make the place successful were students that were in Teens on a Mission. So obesity rates, I was a victim of that. I would say victim. In a respectful way, not a bad way. I just say I was a victim of obesity. We in Holmes County, we didn't have parks, we didn't have sidewalks to be active. Everything was so small that you didn't really have big yards and stuff as well. At least I can speak from my point. So, it was either by the time for me, when I stepped outside the yard, the highway was in front of my yard. So you couldn't really become so active. So Coach helped me instill the vision of wanting a different Holmes County. This was when I took it upon myself. It was a lecture. I can't really say what the lecture was, y'all. Like I said, this was like 10, 12 years ago. But something he said in his class that day, like, sat on me for like a week or so. Like, I kept sleeping on it. I kept thinking on it. I kept telling him, like, Coach, I want to do something, but I don't know what I want to do. And he was just like, I always tell y'all, you got to have a plan. You got to know the blueprint, blah, blah, blah. He helped me create that blueprint with Teens on a Mission. We did things like breast cancer walks. That was it. We had several family members that had died. They had lost to battles of breast cancer. So I felt like with that team behind me, with Tanaska being the co-founder, with Shanice being our assistant, with Kadarius Parker being our event organizer. Organizer. He allowed, we were all put together for a great reason. So, like I said, the breast cancer walk. We did drug-free campaigns at our school. We knew that our classmate was smoking cigarettes and cigars. We knew that. So if we knew that what coach was trying to get to them wasn't clear, we could be the people that be like, okay, y'all, this is what he trying to say, but not just like verbalize and like putting action behind it. So we did the drug-free campaign.
With our breast cancer awareness walk, America, she being humble right now. Let me tell y'all something, okay? Yes, I was one of those teachers who was gonna provide the inspiration, but now I was also one of those teachers that try to let them walk on their own too. You understand? I give you an example. One of my youngest, Malcolm Luckett. Shout out, salute, Malcolm Luckett. That young man has grown into a man. I'm very proud of Malcolm. Very proud of you, Malcolm. He was in class, y'all 9th grade year, and I was talking about the president of the United States and all that kind of stuff. And I guess Obama was president, and he was like, Obama never come here. And I was like, well, maybe not, because he's the president of the United States. There's a lot of responsibilities. But I said we can get Benny Thompson, and I'll be doggone. I got Benny Thompson to come to our school. Came twice. While he was at the school, though, he told us that he wanted to adopt William Sullivan High School. All you need to do is write it down on a piece of paper, and he gonna get you what you want. Now, I did that part, and then I told them, y'all need to write it down on the paper. I ain't doing that. Okay, so I would inspire, but they were gonna have to do some work. And when it came to that breast cancer awareness walk, I did nothing but show up. Their organization contacted the mayor. We were escorted by the police.
Escorted by the police from the school.
This is on a U.S. highway. Okay, so this thing was blocked off. Okay, and we marching down this U.S. Highway 51. And of course, it did what it was supposed to do, because of course people are like, what the world? What are these kids doing? And they see us just walking down and they're looking. As they're stopping, we're encouraging them to go get checked. But I did nothing. This was all my students. They did all of it. All I had to do was show up. She's saying that I helped organize the plan. I did not do that. They did that. Now I proofread it and figured, help with the grammatical and all that kind of stuff. But just writing it out, that's them. This is what our kids have in them. If you tap into it, they were amazing. I ain't gonna be humble about it.
I think that's really one, like, awareness really was a thing for us. Like, even though we were taught the stuff, we were educated students. Like, we weren't just slow students. But again, he provided an overview, a 360 view of life. Losing the Willis was a social shock for us. Mm-hmm. So coming to him 9th grade year, he like put their perspective into, okay, now y'all gotta, not like forcing us to grow up, but like y'all are young adults now. Y'all not the little children anymore. So, what can you do? What would be your role? How will you matter? So I was dealing with being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I had just lost my grandfather from diabetes. He had passed away all in that year. Mm-hmm. So at that point, now I knew, okay, awareness was a thing. That Teens on a Mission taught me awareness. Like, we're not going to be knowledgeable of things we will never know. So even though I say this, one of the things Coach taught us in class was when we didn't understand, his thing was he had to teach us the double quick version. Now hear me when I say the double quick version simply meant nothing bad. It just meant on a morning in Durant, Mississippi.
I forgot all about that.
At 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, doing bus rides and transition to school, there were always a group of men standing at Double Quick having a talk about whatever
Oh,
was in the news, whatever had happened. They talked, and when they talked to each other, they talked well enough to understand each other. So
oh
when
boy.
he taught us something and we didn't understand it, he said, all right, I give y'all the Double Quick version. That clicked. So in my head, with awareness, with diabetes, with obesity, with smoking, with cancer, my people don't know the Double Quick version. When they go to the doctor, they're getting all these medical terms. Like, it's just getting thrown all over their head, but nobody's giving them the Double Quick version. So that's when I took the chances of doing the breast cancer walk. That's when we did the drug campaign. At the time, Coach also taught us to most things were politics at the time. So we had people, local people, running for these positions. And again, he taught us, hold these people to what they say. If they are telling y'all families, they have to be the people to lead y'all. If they are telling y'all that they're going to do this, hold them to that. So Teens on a Mission kicked another gear by hosting an election night at our school. So all the parents, okay, if y'all had met these people before, if all y'all have seen was flyers and y'all missed the meeting, the board meeting, because y'all was at work, all right, this specific day in the middle of the week, we'll host this here. Whatever y'all have to answer or ask, y'all can do it right here. So we got all of those people running for those elections to get in that night and talk, and we had a great turnout. We had 100 parents. We had like 7 people who were running to be in office that night, and we all talked, and we even to the students who didn't understand what they were being elected for, trying to be elected for, they even took out that time to explain to the students, like, this would be my job. Because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know everything. I didn't know the job of these people. I just knew, like, around November, everybody putting up these posters saying they want to run for this. I didn't know the jobs of these people. So they took that time out again with some high school students to explain their duties.
I did not do this again. Let me be. My students did this. They got these folks who the power players in the county. Think about your county, America. Y'all know how the county elections go and all that kind of stuff. Think about all the different government positions in your county. And they called on these folks to show up and say, we want to, and they were asking great questions. Great questions. You know, and I was
then it kind of worked out for us because Coach was teaching us history, and at the time, like, this was all of what it was about. So being taught that in the classroom and seeing it firsthand, like, again, it was another great learning experience. Like, we had the necessary questions.
They were on it.
Put us there.
I was so proud of y'all for that. I'm just so proud of that organization. One of my current businesses is consulting, education consulting. And I've told people about y'all organization in school districts I've been at and tried to encourage them to do the same with their students. I even gave one group of teachers y'all blueprint and was like, see, this is the kind of hold you can have on the kids. This is what you can inspire them to do, because y'all were.
At the time, we were so eager. We tried to spread it around the district. Like I said,
y'all sure did. Yeah.
Now it was right now it's Holmes Consolidated School District, but at the time we were all separated. So we were William Sullivan, Jacob J. McClain, S.B. Marshall. So we would take students that, even like I said, it was all like a network. He was teaching us network. So we took what we had and used it. So we knew that we were friends with some of the sports members at other schools. Even though we was in the same district, they were our rivalries at this point. That was something big in Holmes County. The Thanksgiving tournament and Christmas tournaments, all of that was big. So what we did, we took the students that were in Teens on a Mission, reached out to their friends from other schools, the people who were trying to be ahead of their class, and was like, hey, would y'all be interested in being a branch of that? I think we were able to get it introduced at Jacob J. McClain, but I don't think they really just had the the teachers in the background to like get them started. They were interested in it. So at that point, they just always said, like, if we had events or something on the weekend, just asked us could they be a part of it. And some of them even came out to the election night that night with us.
And I think and I know you got a lot to do. We're gonna get to this, you know what I'm saying,
Oh,
about what you do now in terms of
yeah.
being a nurse. But I know you got a lot on your plate with in the healthcare field right now. But that would be something great for those kids to have over there at Holmes County Central right now. And you can find, because I know it's some go-getters up there
Yeah,
right
for
now.
sure.
There's
I
still
thought
some
about that.
go-getters up
I
there
thought
right
about
now.
that.
So that would be, and all these schools throughout America need mentorship. So I think that would be something to jump off up there.